All right. All right. So this is a little bit of I have two stories. The first is that I was in Illinois in March, and my daughter had mentioned to me that her Hallmark store had Vera, and she was going to send me like pictures and things and see if there was anything that she could get me for Mother's Day. And or maybe it was Christmas before that, but I was there in March, and she's like, do you want to go buy that Hallmark and just see if there's anything in the Vera, section? Normally Hallmarks don't have a lot marked down, but I walked in there, and they had a sign that they had 40% off of all the Vera that was in their like cabinet, not anything of the new releases, but all of the stuff that they had in their old. And so I thought, all right, I'm just going to kind of see what's here. And the Hallmark stars are kind of overwhelming anyway. There's a lot of stuff. And so I was just, it's like, okay, I'm just going to kind of try to focus here and go down the line of what's in that cabinet. And they had like 2 full cabinets of Vera, and see what is there. And my eyes hit this item, and I was like, are you kidding me? So this was in the 40% off in the Hallmark, sitting underneath a whole bunch of other bags. And I've had this crazy sort of feeling of quick before someone else that's standing behind you decides to grab it out from under you. I'm sure there was almost nobody in that store that had any idea what it was. But this is the, I actually don't know if did I keep the tag on here? I'm trying to remember the name of this. I think it's just a, yes. It's a iconic weekender travel bag. And so it was in the 40% off, and I was just like, oh my goodness. I'm grabbing that right now. I ran out to the car after I bought it. I found a zip ID too, and I ran out to the car after I bought it, and it was like, wow, amazing that I was able to find Cat's Meow at a discount. So, and since then I have found a couple other pieces, not in great condition, but just a couple of things to add to my little Cat's Meow collection. But I just thought that was kind of crazy that it still could be in stores. You never know. You'll walk in and find something. So the other story that goes along with that, just a real quick story. I don't have the bag. When I first started collecting Vera, my girlfriend in Las Vegas, and I discovered the Cat's Meow while we were scrolling around. This was, like I said, this was before I even started like buying anything third party. I had only been to an outlet. I didn't know what I was looking at. And we were scrolling around looking at Cat's Meow, and I said, look at this one. And this is really cute. And she's a cat person. She has cats. And I said, we should try to find one for you. And then I started looking at the prices, and it was like, oh my gosh, they're like $200, $300 or something. And so she said, well, yeah, no, I'm not ever going to get one of those, but she thought it was really cute. So fast forward probably 4 months later, and I was starting to become more of the Vera community, and seeing what people were posting. And there was a person who posted on one of the communities that she was trying to decide whether she was going to buy this or this. And I don't remember what the first item was, but the second item was a Cat's Meow backpack. And she had found it at a local store, like a boutique. And I just waited and watched, and she finally said that she had decided on this item. So I spent some time figuring out kind of what state she lived in and calling all of the boutiques that were in that area. And I ended up finding it. And so I got that, ordered it, and sent it to my girlfriend in Las Vegas for her 60th birthday. She turned 60 last year. So that was kind of a fantastic find story. All right, let's see. Where's my list? Let's see. All right, this was a find from this summer, and I have to say that I am indebted to a couple of Vera people. They know who they are. I'm not going to make a big deal out of it on here, but I was clued into this bag that was on Poshmark, I think, and this is and it was $50, which is a steal for this bag. If you don't know what this is the Banquet bouquet bag, which was a giveaway at the I don't know what year, I can't remember the year. I believe it was 2017. It was the First Ladies Luncheon I think it was not in Indiana. I think it was a First Ladies Luncheon that was happening, maybe it was. I thought I saw that it was happening in Washington. So anyway, there's a lot of different varieties of stories about where this bag, but what I could find online was that there was a First Ladies Lunch for Melania Trump that happened, and maybe it was in Indianapolis, because it featured this bag, which has it has a race car instead. My eyes are very bad, so here's one here. It has a race car. So this is kind of a riff on the Lavender Meadows, which has ladybugs. This also has ladybugs on it as well, but it has these race cars from the sort of, I think it came out as sort of a commemoration of the Indianapolis 500, but it was a banquet that the First Lady was attending at that time, and this was a giveaway. Every seat, like maybe 1,000 to 1,500 people were at this banquet, and it was the giveaway bag that was in everybody's seat when they got to the table. The inside has these really cute race cars and racing flags. And so I didn't think I was ever going to find this bag. So many people are looking for this bag. It's so hard to find. But it was available this summer, and I snatched it up so fast. I haven't used it really yet. Like, it's been sitting here with other Vera inside of it. I've got to change that. I've got so many bags that I need to start using, but it's so beautiful. It's kind of a black and white, almost has a hint of I can almost see some lavender in those flowers, just a tiny bit, and then this sort of green, very light green, but it's gorgeous, and I just love this to death. So anyway, this was a fantastic find, definitely this year. All right, let's see, where am I on my list? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to go. 5 to go. So next is so I have to, this one is a very rare bag. This is the Mimi backpack in Westchester Hounds. And so this is if you can see, there's dogs along the trim. I found this, I'm pretty sure this was on eBay this summer. And I paid a pretty penny for this. This is very, very hard to find. And I know that I can still find some things here and there. There was a large duffel in this, I think, and maybe a cosmetic. And I know that Elise has found it in a Patty and a petite villager. So there was several, but the only thing that I have found is some chatter about it on the insiders group, that this was from possibly around 2000. It was an annual outlet sale item that was being sold at the Vera Bradley annual outlet in Indiana. So it's almost impossible to find bags in this now. But I thought it was just adorable, and I was kind of into collecting these Mimis over the summer, and I found this one and I was like, I have to have that, even though it's really expensive. I have to have it. So it's in perfect condition. I don't think it has ever been, it's definitely never been washed. There's no fragrance or anything. Sorry, there's some towels in here to give it some shape. But that's about all I could find on it, and it was it was to commemorate the Westminster dog show that year. But yeah, so that's the closest I can find. Is it was around 2000 that this is from. The interior is just the same pattern throughout. It's very stiff. It's a very, very thick bag. I don't know if they used something different for their batting in this one than any of the other bags, but it's very, very thick. So yeah, so this is another bag that I need to start using. I kind of like these. I had to laugh. I was, we all have we all have different tastes around bags that we like, obviously. And especially some of the rarer ones, they didn't have quite that many styles to choose from. But I saw a comment today. I've seen a couple of comments, but I saw a comment today from Kelly that she is not a fan of drawstring backpacks. And it's so funny because, and I don't mean this in any kind of, but I had also seen Kelly had just gotten a small Vera, trimmed Vera in Winter Palace. And then I saw, you know, on another channel, somebody saying that they hated, you know, the trimmed Veras, and we're all kind of so different. And I love that about us, that our community is very different in our tastes. But anyway, I'm not opposed to these drawstring backpacks. I kind of like them. And so anyway, this was another one, another fantastic find. Okay. So now that I mentioned, So now that I mentioned Winter Palace, I was hunting around for some Winter Palace. I'm not a real big fan of the all-in-one wallets, and a lot of times that's what you can find Winter Palace in. The easiest, it seems, those show up a lot on third-party sites, but it's hard to find bags or totes in it. So I found this little hipster in Winter Palace over this year. I don't remember when, where, or how much. I'm pretty sure it was in the $30 range. So I was like, all right, I'll grab it because I'm not a big fan of the wallets. Hang on. Sorry, I did get interrupted. So yeah, this is just a whimsical, magical pattern that is, I think I have written down that this is from 2016. This is, I believe, also a Dillard's exclusive pattern. It might have been QVC. The thing that I've noticed when, and in pictures of bags I've seen online mostly, is that the interiors are plain, which at first I was like, is this because it was a factory pattern? But no, I think there was a period of time where Vera was using these sort of plain linings. It's very crunchy sounding, which I thought was kind of unusual for more of a exclusive pattern. But it's gorgeous, and I really would like to find some larger items in this, a wallet, maybe two, but I'm just keeping my eyes open. This was not that expensive, and you know, this is a little hipster, so it has a built-in sort of wallet in here, so it can definitely be used that way. Yeah, but I was kind of surprised that there was not a patterned interior to this. I think I have noticed maybe there was a little red flower pattern interior on some of the items, but most of things I've seen have been plain inside like this. So yeah, so just pretty. I love all the dots and the deer. Really pretty. Okay, so that's Winter Palace. All right. Okay, the next item that is a fantastic find. It was this summer, and I was don't know what caused me to do this, but I put a search in on one of the third-party sites. I put in the word Vera Bradley and then custom, and this backpack came up. And I recognized right away that this was not a release from Vera Bradley. This was a custom pattern. I think this was in the custom patterns back last winter, maybe early in 2021. And it was removed. It was not there for very long. This is Cloud Vine Multi. And I snatched this up right away. It was a little expensive. Under 100, but definitely a little expensive. But I was not making any custom bags at the time. I had not even looked at this pattern, but I recognized it right away, what it was. And because of the pattern that was in the Target stores in that little razor set that was selling last Christmas, I recognized it. And so I grabbed it right away. First of all, I really like the small backpacks. And it was also extremely happy to see that the Foxwood Blue was the interior pattern on this. So yeah, so this is just, I will never give this bag up, so don't anybody ask me. No, I never will sell this. It's cute as it can be. About the only thing that I'm not really thrilled about with these is although these straps are not as bad on the, now I don't know if they're doing this in the customs on small backpacks still, but this is at least better. I would prefer a purse kind of strap, a thinner strap, but this is at least not the ergonomic straps. And so that makes it a lot better to use for me than those big wide ergonomic straps. So that's one of my fantastic finds from this summer. Maybe they'll bring this back someday in the customs, huh? Hang on, sorry about that. I got interrupted, but I knew that was going to happen. My husband came back, and he's now gone back out to the store to grab a couple things for dinner. So I'm going to try to finish this up. All right, so 2 more bags to go. So this is a find that I don't really remember where, but this is an exclusive. I think it would be considered an exclusive. This is a Vera Bradley and Crabtree and Evelyn, Vera Bradley and Crabtree and Evelyn exclusive print that came out, as far as I can find, it was around 2004. And this is the bag that I am currently in. This pattern is called Notting Hill. I haven't looked up Notting Hill, but I believe it's either a city or a county or something in the Northeast. I haven't really looked it up, but anyway, I was so attracted to this pattern when I first saw it, as I was searching around, that I just had to have it. I had to find something, and it came out, from what I can tell, There were a couple other totes that I wasn't really too thrilled with as far as size or shape. I believe this is an early small Vera tote, maybe a villager. I don't know exactly what this is. This is the first time I've ever seen this sort of configuration. It has a front slip, and then it also has two small slips that are separated by a seam here. So I can put like my sunglasses in one and probably could fit, you know, chapstick and other things here. This bucket goes all the way almost to the bottom. I think it goes to this seam right here. And let's see if these go, how far they go all the way down as well. But I am just enamored with this print. It has a lot of the feel of foxwood, and possibly a little bit of precursors to sort of Holland Garden, you know, like the oak leaves and things like that. There's also a little bit about the pattern that reminds me sometimes of the Vines Floral in a way. There's some bigger flowers like this that remind me a little bit of the Vines Floral. There was a bag that Kelly had on her channel last week, I think it was last week, which is Vines Floral Neutral, and very kind of similar, although that has some oranges in it, but very similar in sort of that, the black with the tans and browns. And it's just gorgeous. Love all these little flowers. To me, especially this type of flower here, as well as this one. Some of these remind me of foxwood. And I was just thrilled to find this. I think I paid somewhere in the $30 range, 30, maybe close to 40 with shipping. I am just in love with the black and brown together. I know there's a lot of Vera, at least some, you know, I've seen people say, oh, who would want a brown bag? But I love sort of earthy, neutral tones. And I love how this is combined. It has a little bit of the trim that it's used is this sort of basket weave look. It's in excellent condition. There's a little bit of lint. For some reason, this bag collects some lint on it. I showed a picture on Instagram, and I noticed when I kind of blew that picture up that it looked very linty, but it doesn't really in person. The interior is also this sort of basket weave, and like I said, this is the bag that I'm kind of in right now. Along with this bag, I found the wallet around the same time. I don't think it was the same seller, but this is a trifold. Looks almost kind of a, you know, it's got the zip in the back. It reminds me a little bit of the turn locks as far as kind of the size, but it's a Velcro sort of a trifold with lots of little card pockets in here, a plastic window for ID, so you can put your fingers in there, and then there's, I think this would probably be a checkbook holder here, down here, but just, I can't tell you how much, and this has been sitting on my shelf because when I got it, I just had too many bags and was overwhelmed. It's been in my shelf for a while, in my closet, and it's like, why am I not using this? It is so fantastically gorgeous. So that is Notting Hill, around 2004, and this is a Crabtree and Evelyn exclusive with Vera Bradley. Love it. You can still find pieces. I've seen some duffel bags and a few other things on eBay even recently. Okay, so we're down to the last bag. Sorry this was so long, but that's how it goes. That's how it goes. This is a very early print. This is probably it may not be the oldest that I have. This is a 1990 print, and this is Tavern on the Green, and this is the extra large tote. I don't know if that's the actual name, but it's not their, because there was another tote that is in this pattern that's a little bit smaller, but this is quite large. I would say, well, it's taller than a Vera tote. Might be the same width as a Vera tote. A little bit taller, north-south kind of. But Tavern on the Green is just so, this is probably the most beautiful pattern I can think of that Vera Bradley did. So much detail. That is what makes me, it's like I'm so sad for sort of the way that the designs, the patterns have gone recently. It's just, they're so kind of flat and don't have a lot of layers. And this is just so gorgeous with the birds, the roses. There's a little squirrel here and a rabbit. He's a little upside down there. Just, I mean, if you look at the dotting and the flowers here, you just cannot find a more gorgeous, magical pattern. There's unicorns. I was so happy to find a bag that had a really good amount of the trim so that you would get a lot of what's on the trim, because the unicorn is only on the trim. There's a rooster, just a daffodil, just fantastic details in this that you just don't find a lot in some. I mean, look at just this scrolling work here with the little red flowers and the vines and all the twirlies, the reds, blues, gold. There's a staghorn. The purples, just the vine work is unbelievable in this bag. I can't stop staring at this bag. This bag sits out a lot on my floor here. I don't carry it around much. It is in fantastic condition. The straps are just, you know, perfect condition. There's hardly any wear at all. There might be like a little tiny bit of corner wear on the bottoms, but this is a 32-year-old bag. It's just amazing what condition this is still in. So this was just a fantastic find. And I think I paid around, I think with shipping it was probably around $50 for this. And it's just so worth it to me. Just the beauty of, look at the dots and the little like teardrop sort of petals. So much detail in here. It's so sad that this pattern is not around anymore. This would be a fantastic pattern for them to bring back, or at least a version of it, another color palette of it, you know, in the custom area, so that we could all get this bag and get this pattern again. I don't remember if there's what's on the interior. This is not a zip, it's a toggle, and I'm very careful kind of with that toggle to not use it too much so it doesn't break. Yeah, I think the interior is just a plain black, but at least the trim is around the top and around the pockets inside. So, well, that's it. Thanks for watching. It was fun. It was fun to pull out all of these wonderful bags that I have found. And I will be back. I have a couple of videos to do, tag videos from Amber at That Girl. Amber That Girl, I think that's her channel. And I will be doing some tags that she did, that she tagged a lot of the Vera community in. So I have those to do. And I have a little haul from the online outlet sale that I'm going to try to film. So thanks for watching. Sorry this was so long, and thank you all for being here. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Thank you. Talk to you later. Bye.